I'm just kidding. Hi, I just wanted to make a video about some thoughts I had post a conversation with someone the other day that kind of summarized a lot of my beliefs nice and concisely, and I thought I would put it into the ethos in the hope of broadening your perspective on maybe a different way of thinking surrounding converting to a more ethical or environmental lifestyle. Over the centuries, there's been something in our human nature that has been furiously driving us to pull away from anything that is resembling natural behaviour. We sit on chairs, we don't put our bare feet on the earth, we spend most of our times indoors, we don't even touch our food with our hands, and nowadays we live inside buildings on buildings up. It is possible for someone in a urban or kind of high city environment in the Western world to be born, raised and grown all the way to the adulthood without even fathoming the concept that humans, the earth and all of its inhabitants are all one thing. We are all deeply and intrinsically connected, and that is something that some cultures know and embody from birth. But for us, we kind of just go along doing our own thing until something that we want or need that happens to come from the earth starts to run out or not look as reliable as normal. So that's why I guess now, especially a lot of our generation, are starting to look at our surroundings and wonder why we are in this mess. So I live on the coast now, which is awesome, and just down the road there are these massive 3 high-rise buildings going up. It looks like all of the bad people in the world are going to move in there and they're just going to scheme. These are these gigantic structures that hold people so high from the earth. They're enclosed with no natural access to air, smell, and they alter natural light. You can completely control your environment with temperatures and everything like that. So no matter where you are in the world, you can basically be inside the exact same room. We've basically succeeded in building these completely sealed off micro environments that most of us spend most of our time in, and if we're not in there, we go onto an air-conditioned subway or into an air-conditioned car and then into our air-conditioned houses, and we just don't really see the light of day ever. We are encouraged through our culture, media, architecture and industry to disregard the fact that we are part of the earth. It encourages us to actually neglect that connection and hold ourselves as human beings on this higher pedestal above other animals and other plants and the earth itself. But the truth of the matter is that if the planet is sick, we are sick, and the only way to heal the planet is to heal ourselves. So healing is not really something that we focus on in a Western society. Instead, we kind of do the whole Band-Aid effect thing where we patch up and cover over the symptoms until we feel better, but disease and illness is something much deeper and holistically connected to everything that we do and be and are and consume in our lives. Dis-ease is exactly that, when your body is not at ease. Yeah, so we kind of just look at things to cover over the top, quick fixes and kind of convenience things that just gets us back moving again, doing what we have to do. But the same approach that we need to take with looking after the planet is the same with us. We have to look at the things that are causing disharmony and dis-ease in our bodies to begin with. The most common approach to cleaning up a lifestyle trait is to kind of do a 30-day challenge or a detox. These things are great and fine, and I very much encourage people to do them, and it's everyone's approach for themselves. But my view is that these things generally don't last longer than this short period of time. So it gets us all kind of on the same page for a little while, but because you don't have the deep ingrained roots as to why you want to change at the very source of the change, instead it's kind of this gimmick thing, it's not really going to be a sustainable mindset change. For a sustainable lifestyle change to happen, you have to realize within yourself why you want to do it. So for me, being waste-free and vegan is not hard or ever has been hard, because I have a very, very deep, strong belief in looking after the planet, and I feel this connection, and in the past few years especially, it's just been getting stronger and stronger, to the point where not doing something that I believe in is not only, you know, something that would make me feel guilty, but it's something that actually really hurts me. Like, a silly example is like when I'm riding my bike along the road and I see a piece of rubbish in the gutter, and I'm kind of riding on a busy road and it's dangerous to stop, so I'll ride past, and then like it's this craziest feeling, and I have to get off, walk my bike along the footpath, pick up the rubbish and keep riding. Maybe I'm just a little bit crazy. It's something that's so deeply connected that when the earth is hurting, we're hurting. So doing your part for it isn't a selfless act, it's selfish as well, because it's part of us, and the healthier the planet is, the healthier and happier we all are. Everything that we're doing for it is energetically cycling back into us. The change for me from going from vegetarian to vegan really kind of just concealed this whole everything in my life just all at once, because suddenly there is this way of being that encompasses every little element that I believed in and was conscious of, but there was something missing. And being plant-based or being vegetarian is a way of eating, and it's a great way of eating, but it's not a complete encompassing way of living. And the word vegan has a lot of stigma around it, so a lot of people like to avoid it, but essentially it is a way of thinking and feeling and of interacting with the earth and consuming from the earth that is far more conscious and thought out. So in summary, making a lifelong commitment to a way of life, whether you want to go waste-free or vegan or not drinking or not doing drugs or exercising heaps, it's a very big daunting thing to do this task for the rest of your life, and you're worried that you might slip up, and you're worried that people might think things, or you might become a hypocrite or whatever. The best way to do it is to disregard the label of whatever you're aiming to do, and instead put focus on the reasons within yourself. Go deep within yourself and look for the reason why you want to do it, and then go forth and strengthen that reason. So if it's for ethical reasons, go and get more informed, get some statistics and figures in your brain so that you can actually start to comprehend just how big the magnitude of some of these problems are. There's a bunch of documentaries that I can recommend, and I'll put a few in the comments. Meeting other people that are also passionate, and researching up on some resources, just so that you then understand the issues that you are thinking of fighting a little bit more. And this will generally create a drive within yourself, and then you don't have to do a challenge, you don't have to suffer or miss out or, you know, try really hard not to do something, because deep within yourself you just don't want to do it anymore because you've learnt about it. So that is my biggest piece of advice that summarized this whole rambling, is find your own driver to change. So I would like you to reframe sacrifice, because when you have established your own views and morals, sacrifice cannot exist, because there's nothing left that you want to be part of when you learn. So yeah, that old knowledge is power chestnut thing is a thing. Anyway, those are some things. I hope you have a good day.